They're not anti-Semitic?
Do you have to be part of every
Can I just say something?
You're such a whiny.
You whispered.
Whiny what? Say it.
Just say yes or no. You talk there.
You talk about people.
You talk there.
You talk about people interrupting
You
people.
don't
You
want
do
to
it all
say
the
it.
time.
They systematically discriminate against the Jews. Just go ahead and say it.
To eliminate DEI programs and hire someone to police alleged bias. So
That's extortion. And by the way, it's beyond anti-Semitism.
You're saying that student activists have the same amount of power as the President of the United States?
I'm saying that college campuses used to be respected as a model of self-extortion under your breath, and it made me think. Do you know what extortion is? It's when student activists...
Hello, everybody. Guys, let's get right into this segment. I don't know how Keith does it sitting next to him. I would not have that self-control. Scott Jennings is just vile. He's so disgusting. He gets cornered and he has to hurl a little insult because he has nothing else. He's so sensitive. Check this out. This is incredible, and we'll talk about it. I don't think Abby heard it because I think she would have checked them. Let's check this out and we'll talk about it.
more breaking news tonight. The capitulation tour continues. Columbia University reaching a settlement with the Trump administration for more than $200 million after threats to its funding over anti-Semitism and DEI. And it comes just a day after the school disciplined more than 70 students for campus protests. But it's not just colleges. We're learning tonight that there is more to the Paramount deal. In addition to millions of dollars being paid out, Skydance has agreed to eliminate DEI programs and hire someone to police alleged bias. So, as Trump says, he has gotten more and more entities to bend the knee. Whatever he's doing is working. I guess my question is, where does this all end? Does it end?
It doesn't end unless we stand up against it. I'm really ashamed at Columbia University. I taught at Columbia University for several years. This is an embarrassment to the school. It weakens the integrity of the institution not to be independent. And I don't think it, you know, Harvard is fighting back and a few other schools are fighting back. But we saw when the law firms capitulated that the ones who didn't capitulate and fought back, they won those cases. And people should stand up against fascism. We have an opportunity here to use the power of the law to stand up for what is right, not just to defend what Donald Trump wants this country to be. One other point. The reason why they gave for this Columbia penalty is because they were anti-Semitic. Donald Trump has dined with Nazi sympathizers. He referred to bankers just a few weeks ago as Shylock.
Were they or not? Did they discriminate against Jewish kids or not?
Let me just finish.
You talk there.
You talk about people.
You talk there.
You talk about people interrupting people.
You don't want to say
all the time.
They systematically discriminated against the Jews. Just go ahead and say it.
My point is that Donald Trump has a history of engaging in anti-Semitic behavior, of repeating anti-Semitic memes, of hiring people who were anti-Semitic, including people like Elon Musk, who was doing Nazi salutes just a few months ago.
Slanderous.
And he was doing that.
Slanderous.
And after all that, we talk about, well, Columbia University is the one place we're going to draw the line. If you're going to be consistent, let's be consistent. Anti-Semitism is wrong. Let's stand up for it everywhere, including in the Trump administration.
You don't pay $200 million to just, quote, make something go away. You pay $200 million because you know you got caught red-handed systematically discriminating against Jewish students. That's why you pay. That's why you change your policies. If elections have consequences, if Trump had not won, they would still be doing it today. Thank God he pushed back on them.
Look, I think the reason that they're paying the $200 million is because they don't want to lose billions in grants, because they don't want to lose the money that comes in from international students, like what Trump has done with Harvard, threatened to take away the visas of all of the international students coming to Harvard. I think they don't want to fight the way that Harvard is fighting back. So you say, you know, the things that Trump has done to get them to bend the knee. In the case of CBS and Paramount, they need government approval for the sale and a merger. In the case of the law firms, he threatened not to allow any of the lawyers into federal buildings. In the case of the universities, he's taken away billions of grant money to the point where there are scientists from American universities that are being recruited and leaving the country and now setting up shop in places like Europe and Asia and other places. And so that's what he's doing. He's using a very big stick and hitting people over the head with it. And there are people who are allowing themselves to be beat and others who are standing up on principle, taking the risk
What principle?
in the
What
case-
principle?
the principle that they're not gonna-
they're not anti-Semitic?
also,
Do you have to interrupt
okay,
every
okay,
conversation?
you
Do you have to be part of every
Can I
part of
just say
conversation?
You're such a
something?
whiny.
Go ahead,
You
Carol.
whispered.
Whiny what? Say it.
Hold on,
Say it,
guys,
Scott. Say
guys,
it, Scott.
guys,
Scott.
hang on a
I heard
second.
you
Let me let
say-
Carol.
He's so disgusting. You heard that? Rewind it. He was going to call him a whiny little bitch. Say it, Scott, you coward. Seriously, Scott has no control over his emotions. Like I said, I don't know if I could be on one of these panels sitting that close to him saying something like that. Keith is a bigger man than I am. That's just incredible. And I mean, at this very moment, like Scott's acting like he cares about these students so much. At this very moment, he defends an extremely likely someone involved in a child trafficking ring. But he cares so much about the students. Why not the abused little girls? I wonder why, Scott. Party of child abuser excuses. What else are they? And this whole discrimination thing, racism, whatever Republicans are trying to scream, it's an absolute joke. It's really hard for me to take when a Republican or conservative screams discrimination serious. This party's in support of alligator Alcatraz and the mistreatment of immigrants. Some in your party, like Laura Loomer, wants all Hispanics, legal or not, fed to alligators. Like, these people obviously don't care. They had nothing to say when Trump supporters, Republicans, conservatives were marching and crying, Jews will not replace us.
Replace us! Jews will not replace us! Jews will not replace us! Jews will not replace us!
Scott Jennings and all these other Republican pundits had nothing to say. In fact, they were defending the nasty racist garbage about Haitians eating cats and dogs.
Was amplifying a conspiracy theory that I think you would agree puts a target on the back of Haitian immigrants and that it is based on racism. Would you agree on that?
Anti-black racism will be more pointed.
Do you think that if there were 20,000 Scandinavians that had been sent to Springfield, people would be saying that they're eating cats and dogs and geese?
I'm not going to answer for
Why
him,
not?
for his memes, or anything else. But I am
No,
going
but I'm asking you,
but
do
I-
you think that
No,
conspiracy is
because-
based on racism?
Because
I mean, it's an
because
easy
because
yes or no.
because I'm not going to answer. I don't know. I don't know.
That was a
But here-
long pause, Scott. I mean,
because I don't know the answer, and I'm not going to sit here and answer for somebody.
No,
I don't talk to Donald
no,
Trump
I'm
about
asking you
what the
about
motivations
what is
are,
the
and I
answer?
don't answer to you either.
but Scott,
but
what is the answer for you?
And that stupid lie was said by both Trump and eyeliner Vance. They were told that it was a lie beforehand, and they did it anyway. I wonder why they do that. Where was the pushback for the Haitian people? I wonder why we didn't see that kind of passion from the biggest guy. Or we saw passion, but the other way. How about the non-stop, constant assault on black people? At this very moment, it's being used by Trump to distract from the Epstein files because he knows his followers are as racist as he is. Going after Obama, want the Redskins and the Indians' name back. Released the MLK files when the family said not to. Now he's looking into Beyonce and Oprah I saw over the weekend. Conservatives out there, are you seeing a common denominator here? By the way, the denominator is the bottom number in a fraction. Let me help you out because you guys can be slow as hell. It's all racist red meat for you to chew on. And chew away you will, won't you? You don't have to anymore.
You know what extortion is? It's
you
when
know?
student activists take a building on campus hostage and then they blackmail the administration and say, if you do not divest from Israel, we will lay siege to another building. That's extortion. And by the way, it's beyond anti-Semitism.
You're saying that student activists have the same amount of power as the President of the United States?
I'm saying that college campuses used to be
Student
respected
activists?
as a model of self-governance, and they let discipline go out the window, and they let not only
you're going to
anti-Semitism fester on their campus,
So if Joe
but they
Biden
also
decided that he was going
allow
to
disruption
So
to
if Joe
take
Biden decided he was
classes-
going to punish schools that he didn't like, you'd be okay with him doing
What
that?
schools?
If you were
Taking away
masquerading as an
hundreds of millions
activist
of dollars?
organization, if you're masquerading as an activist organization, you can do so without $500 million of
There's
taxpayer
the,
money.
That
the,
you
the
equate
CBS of
student
it all. The
activists.
CBS of it all is the other piece of this puzzle because there is seeming almost quid pro quo here happening. They need a deal done. In order to get the deal done, they have to go through the very MAGA head of the FCC, Brandon Carr, who told Oliver Darcy that he thinks it's just sad about the Colbert firing. Colbert doesn't have it anymore, if he ever did. I don't know if it's from Trump derangement syndrome, TDS, or something else. I've never heard an FCC chairman, a regulatory person, speak in that way, but this is the MAGA world, and companies have to go through that, and then they have to pay $16 million to the presidential library and maybe give $20 million in ads, and then they have to allow the president of the United States to dictate how they run their companies by getting rid of DEI. That's what's also happening here.
Well, Scott is right that in that these universities needed to change. Obviously, there was anti-Semitism going on in a big way. They needed to change. I think a lot of those changes have been made gratefully. But I think all of us should be concerned at where this goes. I wouldn't want Donald Trump, I wouldn't want Joe Biden, I wouldn't want anybody, any president to be the arbiter of what is truth and what is not. And what universities have to do to be able to attract foreign students or whatnot, this has gone too far in many areas, particularly with the law firms, basically telling them they've got to pay up or pony up or they're going to be investigated.
It's probably
or left aside.
One of the reasons why it's not happening anymore. Yeah,
because
they've lost.
And the removal of grants. Look, you know, there's essential cancer research, Alzheimer's research, Parkinson's research, things that do nothing to combat anti-Semitism and that are going to hurt us and the people that we love for years to come, because essential research is being done away with in one fell swoop.
All right. Just got to say, Elon Musk obviously denies that gesture that he made was a Nazi salute, but up next.
Of course he's going to deny it. I don't expect him not to, and I think Abby just has to say that legally. And guys, there is anti-Semitism in this country, no doubt about it. But the only ones I see is from the right wing. What a surprise there again. More bigotry, more and more bigotry from Republican Party. It just simply goes against left-wing ideology to just hate people based on race, culture, religion, whatever. It's just silly. And these protests on campus is not about being anti-Jewish. In fact, many of the organizers were Jewish people themselves. It literally has nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with Jewish people. It's the Israeli government and the U.S. helping with funding of the Israeli government and their massive slaughtering of innocent people. That's the issue. I don't know how many times can people say what all this is about. Why the hell would all of a sudden a bunch of students or Americans in general be against Jews? That's just obviously ridiculous. The people who are just against Jews for no reason are the right-wing conspiracy theorists that think that things like the Great Replacement theory, just garbage nonsense, that Jews are controlling the world and controlling everything and all the destruction is based on. These are the people you need to worry about. It's about the U.S. and its funding of Israel for brutal mass murdering. That's it. In fact, to say and continue to say it's anti-Semitism when you are just, all you're doing is standing up for Palestinians not to get slaughtered, it's just vile and fake outrage. You think about what you're doing. Step back for a second. I like to say that. Step back. You are literally screaming it's racism not to allow Israel to mass murder another group of people. And what a surprise. That group of people is brown. Who would have saw that coming? Are you in your senses? I'm going to leave it there, guys. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments. I can't believe Scott said that. I cannot believe that. But anyways, let me know what you think about all this. Please leave a like, subscribe. It really helps the channel, really helps get the message out there. And I'll catch you in the next one.